Yeah. You just don't. I completely understand why Mitch just didn't want to part with that first round pick. I do.
Speaking of this summer,
oh boy,
our friend Vince posted something in our Hornets group with Rick Barnell writing an article on Nic Batum, and it received nasty replies.
I'm so shocked.
Don't be shocked. so that got us thinking: what does Nicholas Batum have to do to justify his contract in Charlotte, or is it possible?
Okay,
what's going on?
Okay, you guys know I like to bring stats to the conversation. Okay, so I'm gonna throw out some stats right now and let you guys know. Okay, so
I think I need a drink.
Yeah, we all will need a drink after I post these stats right quick. Okay, so Nic Batum, who plays the 2 and the 3, I went and looked up his stats this year. And even though the 3 is his natural position, I did some stats on the other shooting guards, and I'll explain later as to why I did so, okay? But I went to, I think, NBA.com, and I looked at all the stats from all the shooting guards here in the league from the last year. Okay, when it comes to points per game, these are your top 5 averages, and I rounded these numbers to the nearest whole number. These are your top 5 averages this year, okay? James Harden, who I really don't think should be classified as a shooting guard, but another conversation. James Harden averaged 36 points per game this season. Devin Booker, 27. Bradley Beal, 26. Donovan Mitchell, 24. And Zach LaVine averaged 24 points a game. Nic Batum averaged 9 points a game. Nic Batum, shooting guard, averaged 9 points a game. Let me continue. Let's look at the assists, okay? Top 5 assist shooting guards, okay? Drew Holiday averaged 8 assists this season. James Harden tied him with 8 as well. Devin Booker, 7. Bradley Beal, 6. Lou Williams averaged 5 assists.
Off the bench.
Lou Williams comes off the bench and averaged 5 assists this year. Nic Batum averaged 3 assists this season. Okay? I'm going to give you guys one more stat, okay? Rebounds.
Is there no beer around here?
These are your top 5 rebounding shooting guards in the league right now. It goes James Harden, Victor Oladipo, Jeremy Lamb, Brandon Ingram, and Buddy Hield. It goes from 7 to 5, and then Nic Batum actually averaged 5 rebounds. So he's kind of there with the top shooting guards. And then J.J. Redick averaged 18 points per game to Nic Batum's 9. J.J. Redick comes off the bench, y'all. J.J. Redick comes off the bench and averaged 18 points per game this year. Now, I told you earlier that I went with shooting guard as opposed to small forward, and here's why. I went and looked at the top 5 scoring small forwards this season, and here are the top 5. I'm just going to give you the names. Paul George, LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, and DeMar DeRozan. Yeah, okay. Now, even with that, Nic Batum, when it comes to small forwards, was 28th on their list, points per game. I'm not even giving you guys numbers. So, to get to your question, what does Nic Batum have to do to justify his contract these last 2 seasons? He can't.
There's no way.
He can't.
There's no way.
His skill set will allow him to average a double-double. He can easily average 20 points, I think 10 rebounds and 7 or 8 assists. But the way he chooses to play, I can never see him averaging any more than 15 points a game. And I don't think he can justify his contract. So I'm sorry to go all out left field and come back with that simple no, but I don't think there's anything Nic Batum can do to justify that contract.
I'm going to counter the question with the question. I want to know what happened to him. There are players that we all know there are players who get big time contracts because they've had good seasons, or at least during a specific time period of that season where they performed very well. We had another guy in this franchise who had a great playoff series against the Orlando Magic. His name was Tyrese Thomas, and we threw $40 million to him because of one good playoff series. Nic Batum, that 48 win season. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but we saw Nic Batum that was a threat to have a triple-double
every night.
What happened to that guy? I don't want to say it's something as simple as he got paid and he quit, but it damn sure looks like he got paid and he quit.
Yeah.
And I just want to know, is it something more specific than that? To answer the question, like Vince said, at this point, I don't see it because at worst, man, I think there's baggage.
Yeah.
I think he's sitting pretty with his money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, there's been so much thrown. I think he hears the frustration with management. He hears the frustration from the fans. He has received boos from the game. I think all of that is affecting his play on the court, and I don't think he can come back from it.
No.
I'm coming at it from a different angle. I'm coming at it from a mental angle. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know where his drive is at. That's ultimately what I'm getting at. I don't know what
makes him go.
What makes him tick.
Here's the crazy part. After that 48-win season, do we have the Olympics after that year? I know there were some world games.
Yeah, the Olympics was the next summer, I think.
And when
that summer. Yeah.
It was that summer. And you remember in that summer, because I think you posted the article, when he played for France, I think he went scoreless, like 2 or 3 games.
I forgot about that.
And here's the deal. Because he was coming off of that triple-double threat of a season every single night, he said, hey, guys, don't worry about it. We're good.
We're fine.
Charlotte, I am okay.
Right. And he hasn't been okay.
And he has not been okay.
Do y'all know that, there's like this meme that you'll see on social media every now and again. It's like a little stick figure with a stick, and he's poking like an object. He's like, man, please just do something. That's Nic Batum. It's just like, man, please just give us something, man. And we had a similar situation with Boris D out here, man. I'm not trying to call out Frenchmen, man, but it's like real fans see the talent that he's had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like this is not the Nic Batum we saw 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
And again, man, I hate to beat a dead horse, but because casual fans are gonna say, how you give him all this money to begin with? Because he earned it.
Yeah.
And there were other teams who were willing to offer more.
Exactly. And I'm so tired of having to revisit that conversation. But I'm glad we're doing this podcast now so we can actually put stuff out on video. But for those of you that say that, one thing that will always frustrate me is that you will get the same fans who will say, Jordan only cares about his money, and we can't get an all-star because he's not willing to pay anyone.
And then Nic Batum has this contract.
But then we give Nic Batum, and we're paying out all this money to him and Marvin Williams and MKG and all this. And it kills me because they are only bad deals because the players are not playing up to expectations.
Yeah.
But at the time, each and every one of those players, they all took discounts for their current contracts. They all took this. So at the time of that sign, and I think we said this last week, every contract was a good contract at the time. The Golden State Warriors were wanting Nic Batum last year.
Dallas Mavericks.
Dallas was wanting, and he was going to get max had he left.
Right.
And he chose to stay here for less. So yeah, it sucks. It's revisionist history, but it only sucks because the player isn't living up to expectations.
I want to say this one last thing when it comes to like the Hornets in general. Like I went on this rant last week, and my catchphrase last week was, "Sometimes things just don't work out." That I swear to God, that is the moniker for this franchise, man. Sometimes things just don't work out, man. It's sometimes it's not even anybody's fault per se. It's just we don't know what makes Nic Batum tick, and we don't, man. And there's nothing management can do about that.
Yeah. Quick, you remember there was a Craigslist post. With the Nic Batum for sale. It'd be at the trash curb. I bet you the Hornets had that removed. That was hilarious.
And that goes back to Jamal's comment. I know a lot of these players, a lot of players aren't on social media because, man, sometimes we can be insensitive.
Too much.
But there is no way whatsoever that Nic Batum is waking up and going to work every day and not seeing some of the stuff that is mixed. I know, like, okay, Kemba is by far one of the best teammates you could possibly have in all sports from what we've seen.
Right.
But you would not be able to sit here and tell me with a straight face that Kemba Walker didn't see that crazy post and went home and laughed his ass
like, you see this beat? You see this? Yo, this is unfunny, yo.
and Kimba's brother is very heavy on Twitter. Like, I know they've had to laugh about that. And then how do you? Okay, and again, Jamal's talked about the mental aspect, and I know we're staying on this topic for a while, but Jamal talked about the mental aspect. Put yourself in Nic Batum's shoes. You see that Craigslist post.
Right.
How do you come to work the
How do you come to work the next day?
And then,
right.
and
I come to work.
Look, man,
I come to work like I signed a $120 million contract. I do not care.
And look, man, and needless to say, man, some fans forget sometimes that these people are human beings.
They are,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? But at the same time, man, it's just like, how do you not feel all that?
And I'm at a point right now where, okay, Nick just averaged 9 points per game, right? Mm-hmm. I'm at a point right now where if Nick was to shoot twice as many shots as whatever his number would be, if he stayed at 9 points, I would be okay with that, relatively speaking, simply because he's being aggressive. Yeah. How do you see that crazy post and not go out the next game and shoot the ball 30 times? Hey, as soon as I cross the half-court line,
and look, I'm going to go back to this one more time, and I hate to, man. I remember Paul Silas. It's like you can see the exasperation on his face because he used to tell Boris Diaw, like, we need you to shoot the ball. We do not have any scores on this team. Shoot. True story. I went to a Den Bobcats game, and I sat maybe 3 rows behind the Hornets bench. And this is the season I hate mentioning, but this is bringing home a point. Boris Diaw, he's 18, like maybe 10 feet from the basket. Wide open shot. Passes the ball. Silas calls a timeout. Boris walks back. Boris, shoot the damn ball! I say all that to say, I know they think that about Nic Batum. They have to. I know Borrego has looked at Nic Batum and was like, what do we need to do to get you to be more aggressive, man? And it just goes back to that thing again, man. Like,
and I'm going to close this out by saying this. In 2.5 years or 2 years, when Nic Batum signs with the Spurs, and we see a revitalized Nic Batum, I'm not saying shit because Pop is a genius. But
we're gonna wonder why.
We're gonna wonder why.
And that statement, that sentiment, is why I don't want to get rid of Malik Monk.
Because you just see the same thing happening.
Because he will leave, and he'll be averaging 25 points a game, and in 2 decades from now, he'll be releasing some shoes with the Charlotte Hornet colors in it. Like, you could have had me. But we'll talk about that later, because I could go about that all day.